And so I compared this to a divorce before sides staying together for the kids. And they're going to put their best foot forward, but this has the makings of a tenuous and potentially tumultuous relationship even as they start off here in the next few weeks.
What a metaphor. So we're kind of in mediation right now if we're going with that divorce metaphor here ahead of that January 15th eligibility for Jonathan Kuminga to be traded. But Shams, you report that Kuminga and the Golden State Warriors agree to this deal. All right, I get that notification. And then I get like 6 more back to back to back. It unlocked the floodgates here for the Golden State Warriors. How different does the roster look now?
Malika, in the span of 48 hours, the Warriors have essentially rounded out their entire 15-man roster. Jonathan Kuminga, Al Horford, DeAnthony Melton, Gary Payton II, Will Richard, and their 15th man this season will be Seth Curry. I'm told the Warriors signed him to a 1-year deal. Seth Curry and Steph Curry will be on the floor together this season as teammates. They'll be the 23rd set of brothers to play together on the same team in NBA history. There will be some cap machinations related to Seth Curry in the coming weeks, in the coming month. But for all intents and purposes, he will be on this roster as the 15th man. Him and Steph Curry will be on the floor together throughout this season.
I love that. I just love a story of 2 brothers being able to come together. We know at this point in Steph Curry's career, you've won a bunch of championships, league MVPs, finals MVPs. Being able to play with your brother, that's something that is incredibly special. Shams, thank you very much for that insight here on the Golden State Warriors. So as Shams mentioned, this is how the Warriors roster looks now that it seems to be locked in here for training camp. And this is how their depth chart, it will likely look heading into the regular season here. As of course, they have a couple of injuries and things through the preseason, but this is how we expect it to look heading into the regular season. So Brian Windhorst, it took a while, but now the Warriors, they have made their moves. What do you make of the Warriors offseason, and what do folks around the league say?
Well, this is a team that finished last season very strongly. They got sidetracked in the playoffs when Steph had suffered a hamstring injury. They still believe if that hadn't happened, they might have been able to make it to the Western Conference Finals. They want to now try to build on that success, and getting Kuminga in the fold is important. The one area where this team was really vulnerable last year was in the big man position. Even though they have success playing small, they weren't able to match up at times with other people's size. And that's why going out and getting Al Horford was important. I know he just signed, but he's been committed to the Warriors for months. That was a major offseason priority for them. And so he is going to bring championship experience and versatility, which will fit on this roster very well. That is as much of a pickup for them as making sure Kuminga was on a contract that was comfortable for them to have maneuverability in the future.
All right, let's talk about this Kuminga contract a little bit here, Bobby, because I know everyone watching at home is saying, all right, we've been hearing about this back and forth for months and months now. What does this actually mean now that Kuminga is signed? We're hearing that potentially he could be on the move again. It sounds like this is a contract that he made betting on himself. Am I reading that correctly?
No, you're right. I mean, let's put yourself in the shoes of Mike Dunleavy Jr., the GM in Golden State. 24 hours ago, he was looking at a roster or salary cap ledger of 3 players, Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler, making 75% of the salary cap. Malika, they had no players on their roster outside of those 3 players making $12 million. Now, when you take Kuminga at that $22.5 million, that gives you a big tradable contract come January 15th when he's eligible to go out and make a deal. Remember, a year ago, they went out and got Jimmy Butler. The reason why they got Jimmy Butler was because of Kyle Anderson and Andrew Wiggins and Dennis Schroeder. 22.5 is a lot better than $8 million, which would have been that qualifying offer.
Yeah, that's really important. In the modern NBA, that just north of $20 million contract, it is a lot easier to move that sort of contract than if he had been looking at some other deal. So Jonathan Kuminga has agreed to this deal with the Golden State Warriors. We will see how he settles into training camp because the Golden State Warriors, they have goals here. I was just up there. They still believe that they can be in that conversation in a very crowded Western Conference. But before we pivot off Golden State, did you guys see this? How starstruck the Warriors rookies were on Dub's Media Day?
He wants to take a picture. I'm a glass. He wants to take a picture with you. No, he wants to take a picture. Hey, I was waiting till he was done. He wants to take a picture with you. This guy right here. I was waiting. Wants to take a picture. Come on, man. Could you go take the picture? Hey, look. There you go. Take the picture. You gotta come in and look proper though.
Yeah.
All right. Stop it. You wasn't ready.
Hey, I was delayed. You wasn't ready.
Wait, one more. You want to watch season?
I mean, how awesome is that? Everyone wants a photo with Steph Curry, even if you're his new teammate. You can bet on either Chance McMillian or Will Richard or anyone else, the 2025 Rookie of the Year class, instead of Cooper Flagg. It's all on ESPN Bet, and still get plus odds. The #1 overall pick is just a staggering favorite to win the award, of course, over the entire field. So for more on Cooper Flagg and the Dallas Mavericks, let's welcome in our Tim McMahon. He is at Mavs training camp. If that doesn't look like Dallas, it's because it's not. Typically, Tim, I would say howdy, partner, but instead we need to say, how is it up there, eh? Is that what we would say since you're up in Canada?
We're sticking with howdy, Malika.
All right, howdy, Tim. What are the early impressions of Cooper Flagg with training camp getting underway?
Look, this is a guy who comes in, obviously has Rookie of the Year ambitions, but he's joining this franchise loaded with veterans who have finals experience, in some cases championship experience. So he's talking about he wants to fit in, but not fade in. He's looking forward to impacting the game in a lot of different ways. And, you know, the first practice, Klay Thompson said the thing that really stood out to him, he didn't sit out a single drill. You could see his competitiveness. You can see this guy's basketball IQ, his feel for the game. You know, that Jason Kidd obviously is a guy who's well known for those attributes. He said those are the things that really stood out to him about Cooper Flagg. And again, not a typical situation for a #1 overall pick, not a rebuilding team where everything's going to revolve around him. But Cooper Flagg and the Mavericks are confident that he's going to be able to make a significant impact all across the board, not just with the ball in his hands.
Cooper Flagg, just one of several former #1 picks that the Dallas Mavericks have here on their roster. What more can you tell us about what you've seen from both Kyrie Irving and then also I'm curious about Anthony Davis? A lot of chatter about him today.
Well, Anthony Davis has a new look. He's not exactly thrilled about it, but coming off the retina surgery, he is fully cleared. He is participating in training camp. He is wearing protective glasses, and get used to seeing that. He's going to be wearing those glasses for the rest of his career per doctor's orders. They are a little bit more stylish than Kareem's goggles, but again, you know, that's just something he has to do to protect that surgically repaired eye. Now, Kyrie Irving not cleared, on schedule, not ahead of schedule, as Jason Kidd made clear, but we got to see some of his progress. He's not practicing, but after practice, working with new Mavs assistant coach Phil Handy, who Kyrie has a relationship with going back to their time together in Cleveland. And it wasn't just standstill shooting. You know, he's doing some things off the pivot, some one-dribble moves. You know, Kyrie is a ways away from actually being able to scrimmage, you know, much less to play in games. But he's upbeat, and, you know, you can see the progress that he's made coming back off of that torn ACL that he suffered in March last season.
We're all going to listen to Jason Kidd, and we're not going to get too excited every single time we see a new video of Kyrie Irving back on the floor. But as he reminded us, he has started